You had some of these sent out with tickets, a history and heritage media project, and this has involved some young local people as well. So if anyone's interested in getting involved in that, you leave your details with Mark later on, and then we'll keep you posted of all the events. We'll write out to you or email you, however you want to be kept in touch with.
Probably one of the first things you'll notice about the library is that there's not really any books. There's nothing to browse through, and it can be quite disconcerting for people who are coming in for the first time. We do have an awful lot of material here. The whole behind the counter, this whole side of the building, downstairs from us, and the wing going back from here is all full of material. This lists virtually all the published material in the library. It's just a straight alphabetical sequence. A lot of the material is unique and either valuable financially or in terms of its research value. We'll look at some of what you're researching as we go through the morning, and I'll try and pick up on what you're doing and pick relevant subject material just to give you an idea. This is a typical catalogue card. It's filed under Gardens, that's the red writing at the top. Then underneath that you've got a letter number sequence, which is just our shelf reference. It's just for the staff here to know where to go to find that item. Then you've got the author in block capitals, and then underneath the title, the garden at Chatsworth, and then some bibliographic information about the item. And it says here, with photographs by Gary Rogers, London, Francis Lincoln Limited, 1999, 192 pages. So it's just giving you an idea that you can take this card, take it to the counter, and a member of staff will collect the item and bring it out to you. Any individual book or any individual title is going to have 4 or 5 entries in this catalogue. There's going to be 4 or 5 separate cards for this one book. One under the exact title, Clockmakers and Watchmakers, and that's where it'll be filed. So if we go in under Clockmakers, we'll find the card for this. There'll be one under Hughes, Roy G, and there'll be one under Craven, Maxwell. So there's one for each author, one for the title, and then the librarians will have picked 2-3 subject headings. In order to maintain control over it, these subject headings are very carefully chosen, and they're what's known as a controlled vocabulary. There's a sort of master list, if you like, of acceptable subject headings. In these pink boxes, we've got an index which is slightly different. It's personal names of Derbyshire people, and it's not limited to the great and the good. Anyone who's appeared in the newspaper over the last 30 or so years is likely to have been picked up in this index. A set of boxes represents something like 60 years worth of work by successive generations of staff in this library. We've got a large photograph collection, something like 15,000 or so photographs. Before photographs were around, we had engravings. There's a couple of examples in the back here just to give you an idea. If you're related to somebody who is noteworthy and had a lot of cash floating around, they might have had an engraving done of themselves. In 1870 it actually became law that you had to register any births, marriages or deaths in your family. This is all on microfiche. I don't know if you're familiar with microfiche or not. I'll just pull a particular slip out. If I hold that up to the light, you can sort of see that there's lots of tiny little pages on there. This is a subject index. It's actually the tail end of the name index up to Z, and you can see on the front we've got various, similar to the catalogue drawers, we've got whole words split in the sequence. It says here, immigrant children, C, community centres, Derby. Now, community centres wouldn't necessarily be the first place you'd go looking, but when you think about it, well, actually they're going to be quite active. You know, immigrant community will set up a community centre and they'll be supporting that community, you know, the Indian Workers Association and those kinds of things. complicated
part
parts, maybe some of this has been knocked down in the meantime and rebuilt.
and I just think it's that, link with the past. People's, going out, food and culture.
By looking at the maps, you should be able to
and I think that's what it is.
if there's a significant change.